Ed, I want to talk about something that's very important to me over the many, many years with the company, but I want to know what your take is on our 401k.
That's a great question, right? And something that maybe I'm not qualified legally to talk about or financially. I'm certainly not a financial advisor, but I do want to spend a little bit of time talking about the 401k and the benefits that it has. So maybe this is going to be one of those do as I say, not as I did kind of approaches to life. Nowadays, when our folks get hired on board, we automatically enroll you in that. So I think we automatically enroll you at a 3% deduction into the 401k for all of our new hires. But there's still a bunch of folks out there that aren't participating in the 401k. And this would be my ask or my encouragement to get you to participate in the 401k. In my opinion, again, this is not investment advice. There should have been like some kind of warning on this. This is not professional investment advice. But I know that when you get 100% match on the first 3%, so if you put $1 in, if you contribute $1 pre-tax out of your pay into the 401k, the company's going to give you $1 worth of stock, and the stock has performed pretty well. I did a little math on it the other night. If you put $1,000 into Rollins stock 10 years ago, in 2011, it would be worth almost $6,500 today. So if you think about the match that you're going to get, it's been a very, very strong performing stock forever. And the cool thing about it is it doesn't take you long to vest out and own that. Every dollar that you put into the 401k that you take out and hold out of your paycheck is a contribution that immediately vests. It's your money. If you decide to leave here 3 months from now, after you start that contribution, you take that money with you. There's some vesting procedures on the match, but the company is willing to match 100% of the first 3% that you enter in, that you put in pre-tax out of your paycheck, and they will match 50 cents on the dollar for the next 3%. So if you put 6% of your pay away, if you can get to that point, you're going to get 4.5% match by the company in company stock. That's 100%. That's like 75% of earnings on your money. So let's just talk about that first 3%. So if you're putting that first 3 in, you're getting dollar for dollar match. That's 100% earnings. There's no bank. There's no stock. There's nothing unless you hit one of these startup stocks. There's no other place you can make that kind of money. It's protected. It's an investment there. So you've got that piece. So what I struggle with, and what I wish I would have done a lot better job of is early on is bumping that up. So not only do I want to make sure you're in and playing a little bit, even if you're not putting anything in, but let's say that you got hired in a couple of years ago and you're at 3%. Think about trying to nudge that up a little bit. Most of our employees make a little bit more money every year that they're here. Be it they get some sort of raise if they're in management, they get some sort of cost of living raise, or our salespeople tend to do a little bit better in sales each year that they're here, so they're making a little bit more money. What I have coached and tried to coach, again, do as I say, not as I did, is as you kind of move on and you start to make a little bit more money, try to peel another % off. And another % off, and another % off. So that, I think some of these financial gurus say you should be saving 10 to 15% of your income every year. The 401k is a tool that allows you to do that without having to kind of just take it out and put it in the bank or send it to the bank. It happens automatically out of your paycheck. So I encourage you to do a little bit more. Think about bumping it up 1%, maybe for the next year, and then you bump it up another %, and you bump it up another %. Or if your income's somewhat seasonal, you can make those adjustments, I think, 4 to 6 times a year to where, okay, this is my summer season, I'm going to do a little better in sales now, so I'm going to bump my 401k contribution 2% out of the next paychecks, the next 3 paychecks, and then I'll back it back down. So think about using that 401k. The other piece that's really cool about our 401k, we just don't have just the standard 401k. We have the availability of using a Roth 401k. And again, I'm not going to be the financial guru, but 401k contributions into the Roth 401k, while they're taxed today, they grow tax deferred. So, you get with your tax advisor, you get, do some reading on and study up on some of that. But my encouragement is there's like 20% of our folks, our employees, that aren't participating. That would be my first plea. If you're not in, get in. Get in for a little bit. I promise you, if you put 2 or 3% away out of your paycheck, you won't see the difference on the take-home pay because of the tax savings you get off it. You'll have to pay taxes on all of it eventually. You'll figure all that off in retirement. But there are hundreds. I won't give you the real number because I'm not allowed. But there are hundreds of Rollins Orkin employees that have over $1 million in their 401k. And these aren't the big shots. These aren't the presidents. I mean, I'm sure the presidents have that in their 401k. But these are, we have technicians with over $1 million of balance. We have salespeople with over $1 million in their 401k. So it's just that savings, like my dad said, I didn't listen in the beginning. I had 4 kids and spent more than I had and wasn't able to do what I thought. But again, I think some of it was just an excuse. My dad said, pay yourself first. And it took me a while. It took me, probably up until 15, 20 years ago to really be able to do that and understand that. And I've taught I have 4 children. I've taught 2 of my children to be really good savers, and 2 of them are like their dad, and they're spending like sailors. They're just spending money that they don't have. So again, just a plea, just a personal plea from me to jump in, and I think the secret that's proven to be pretty successful for me was being able to bump that up 1% as the money started to get a little bit better, and not just dial in where you're at. If you started at 3% when you started with the company, is there a chance that you can bump that up another %? And I think if you do it that way, you do it in little small increments, you won't miss it down the road, right? So think about that. I mean, that's what I really have on the 401k. It's a great tool. There are great investment funds in there, that you can choose from, and the folks are always willing to help. So again, it's a great benefit that, I don't know that we do a good enough job explaining to our folks. And again, I'm certainly not the certified financial planner that you may want to sit with, but think about doing a little bit more into your 401k, even if it's just bumping it up a little bit. And maybe it's not even bumping it up for the whole year. Maybe it's bumping it up in the seasonality of things when you're making a little bit more money. Sock a couple % away, because all those little things, like I said, hundreds of folks have over $1 million in their 401k, and they're not just the big shots. They're not just the big shots. So that's all I got on the 401k. Just again, take advantage of it. It's a great benefit.
And the fact that time flies.
Time flies. Yes, it does.
All right. Thanks, Ed.
Good deal.